I have got a tin roof, and okay, wait, let me just log in. Hang on. I'll see you on the webinar. Okay. Cheers.
Here we go.
Okay, you're on.
Yes.
Okay, now, so weird. On my side it says launching, but I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you.
Oh, that's so weird. It says,
can you see me?
No, I can't even see my, oh, here we are. Yes. Okay. All right, so okay. I started it, this is where it says broadcast, so I'm not broadcasting yet. Okay, so it does have an option.
Great.
Okay.
Great, so you haven't broadcasted yet. Yes, we've learned something new.
Okay, so it's only us that can go on now.
Yes, James is coming on.
I'm very dark here, hey? I've tried my best to get the lighting right.
Yeah, but I can see you. But yeah, when you move back, it depends. It depends on your move.
It's probably better if I sit back. Yes. Isn't that better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, hi, Sipho.
Hey, Trish.
Okay, so Sasha's also going to join at now, any minute now. So
okay.
Are you going to introduce Sasha and then introduce me, Sipho?
I can do that, but
or is Sasha just going to start?
I think Sasha can start, and then the same way we did it, because then it's going to be back and forth. So Sasha can start, and then you say something, then I will then start, and then I'll start with my piece and mindfulness, and then flowing into the speakers. What do you think about that?
I think so. So Sasha can start, and then she can just introduce me, and then I'll just hand over to you.
Perfect.
Okay. I definitely need one of those lights. Sure.
I'm in Ling's room today.
Yeah, so very bright.
It's because I'm sitting right next to the window and the curtain, but I've closed it as well because sometimes it gets too bright.
I wonder if I'm just trying to look. Is that a better angle?
Yes, that's better. So that's much better. So if you also, it depends on how you move and change your angle.
Yes, I think that's a better angle. Yes. Okay, so that's better. Awesome.
Okay. Ooh, I see James is struggling to connect. We are on. Okay, he's coming to the other. There's Nwabisa. Hey, Nwabi.
Hello, Nwabisa. How are you?
You're on mute, darling.
How are you?
Well, and you?
Great, thank you.
Good. You always look so beautiful.
Thank you so much, Trish. Thank you.
The other day when we were on, I thought you looked like you were going out for an evening out. You were looking so glamorous.
Yeah, I think after a while we get tired of tracksuits. So any opportunity to wear a dress, you take it up.
It's good.
Yeah.
Me too, hey?
Yeah. I'm also wearing proper shoes today. Ling was laughing at me. That, Mom, you look so nice. I'm like, yeah, well, she's like, it looks like the only time you dress up is when you have webinars. I'm like, well.
Don't worry, we're all the same, Sipho, okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nwabi, do you want to test your screen quickly?
Yeah, let me quickly do that. Okay, there we go. I had it just a few. Let me try it again.
Good morning, everybody.
Hi, James.
How are you?
We're good, and you?
Good, thank you. Just nice and chilly.
Yes, there was a downpour just now of some little hail as well, like literally just a couple of seconds ago.
Yeah, and Nwabisa, you look as if you're always in the sun. Where are you?
Yeah.
You've got like a secret spot.
Better in the sun.
You've got a good spot there, hey?
Can you see it?
Yes, there it is. We can see it now.
Can you see it?
I'll give it 2 seconds. I'm coming now, guys.
All righty. Yes, we can see it. Nabi, do you want to scroll down?
Yeah, I'm trying to, it shows the PDF one. I'm trying to choose the other one.
Okay.
I'll quickly redo it now.
Okay. Oh.
Is this your screen that we can see, Sipo, or yeah?
No, it's Nabisa's. She's just testing her screen. She's just testing her share.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Now, I'm very dark. I'm going to have to get one of those lights, definitely. You look very bright, James.
Thanks. We've got one of these lights that we bought that works really well, and they're not even that expensive. So I think we bought them at that one's not on at the moment. I've got this glaring fluorescent light behind me. But yeah, these ones work quite well, and they're not that expensive.
Yeah, important. I do need good lighting here. It's fine.
Yeah.
Morning, Refilwe.
Morning.
Hello, Refilwe.
Hi.
Well, whatever you got on there looks very fluffy and very warm.
It's not actually that warm. Hey, I'm actually feeling cold. I was like, oh, maybe I should have put on a polo neck or something. It's quite cold.
It is cold. Okay.
I just need to mention something because I don't know, I'm sure we all had a downpour just now, but we have a tin roof. And I try to move to different places where the sound wouldn't be affected, and it is extremely loud. So I'm just hoping it doesn't rain when I talk, but if it does and you can't hear me, I don't know, I'll just play it by ear. But also in between, I'm definitely just going to be turning my sound off because it's extremely loud on this side.
Okay, Trish.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Okay. Me too. Yeah, I've also, I mean, my roof also with the downpour now, it was very, very loud as well.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. And I think we must just sensitize the participants to say, look, we are in a wet Western Cape, so they must just bear with us.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually thought it was hailing, but I don't think it was.
It was. Actually, it's very small. Yes. I just want to try and let me just test my screen quickly as well while we're here. And waiting for Nabi.
Sorry.
Okay. And then stop share. Anybody else who wants to test their screens, you're welcome.
If I can.
Okay, Nabisa is testing hers quickly.
Okay.
Okay, James can go ahead in the meantime.
I'm sure it'll work. I'll just quickly try it. Share. Okay, you can see that, eh?
Yes.
Okay, great.
And then that's my turn. How do I share the screen again?
Go to share screen at the bottom, the green button.
Yes.
Share.
Did you
to put it on presentation? Okay, that's fine.
There we go.
Did everybody decide on the hashtag?
I think we just maybe stick to mindfulness. It seems to be the most popular. What do you think, Sipo?
Yes, definitely.
3 hashtags, James. Give me 1 minute, and I'll tell you what the others were.
Yeah, you can string them together, so that it's a conversation about 3 different. Well, it just brings all 3 together.
Yes, okay, awesome. So I had mindfulness matters, and mind power, which were all quite high in Googled hashtags.
Okay.
Did you all get those?
Yeah, mindful. Let's just put that. I'm going to put that in the chat here in this group. So it's hash mindful. Oh, let me just spell that right before I put it in there. Mindfulness. Yeah, and the other one is
Mindfulness matters.
Okay.
And now, sorry, I've lost my page.
You said I think it was mind
Have
power.
you got another one, Sipo?
No, I don't have another one, Trish.
Okay.
And then I think you said mind. I think you said mind power. What was the third one?
Yes, mind power. Mind power.
Mind power. Sipo, did you see that article that I sent you yesterday about the effects of negative thinking?
I saw that.
It's absolutely crazy. So
Yeah.
it's, if you're constantly negatively thinking, it affects your what is it called? I'll share that article as well. It's a very, very good article about.
I want to.
Yes,
sorry,
if you've got anything interesting to share, please do with people that are on with us. That'll be awesome.
Okay, I'm just going to say here.
What's happening here? I need help, I think.
What's up, Fifi?
What are you seeing my presentation on your screen? No?
No, Nwabi is busy testing her screen currently.
Oh, let me stop that and she can try.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. It's just that I was wondering where mine went to. Technology. And so I just want to put it on presentation once and then, okay, fine. Now I've lost you guys. I can't see you.
We can see you. Sash, how are you, Sash? Are you good?
I'm good, guys. I'm just charging my phone in the car for a little bit so that it doesn't run out.
Okay, cool.
Hi, you, Sipo. You look good.
Can I leave?
Every time I see you. Just give me your secret hairdresser's phone number.
Her name's Sipo Kazi. I think maybe
one skill I wish that I had acquired before the lockdown.
Yeah, you do your own hair.
Yeah, Brazilian blow dry and all that stuff.
Hello, Sasha. James here.
Hi, James.
Very nice meeting you. I've put the in the chat. If you hit the chat button at the bottom, you'll see that the hashtags are on the in the right hand side. So you can just remind people to go there and copy them.
Great,
Okay.
great. Fifi, are you winning? Did you find us again?
Yes, I can see you now.
Okay. Nwabi?
I can't see the chats. I don't know why.
I can't see the hashtags. All I've got is hashtags to use on today's social media.
But do they not come up just above that?
No, I've just got that.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, I shared it with all panelists and not with everybody. You might.
Is a panelist.
Chat. That's so
Whoever
weird.
is hosting might need to share it.
Share.
Yeah, I think because I'm not a host, I can only all panelists and attendees.
Okay.
There we go.
So I've done that. Okay, yeah. Okay, I'll put that in.
I'm just seeing stars. Maybe it's because I'm on mobile.
No. That would be me. Just to kind of to show which ones to use, but it's not coming out so well.
Okay, I can see it. Mindfulness matters, and mind power. I can see them.
Yes.
Okay, awesome. Can everybody else see them?
No, but I'm on my mobile. Maybe that's why.
Yes, I can. Yeah, I can see them.
They came it took a while to open them up. Should we not make it for panelists and attendees, James?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. Yes.
Okay. Awesome. Okay.
Mm.
Okay, I can see the chat now, so that's good. We've also opened a Facebook group, which I'll share the link on here later on, for business success stories, for people to share business success stories. So I'm going to be quite vigilant, because I see I've already got, like, I only opened it yesterday, like 500 adverts and not one success story.
Oh, no.
So I'm going to be quite vigilant about, setting a precedent. I'm going to sit with it later and just set a precedent that it is literally for success stories to inspire other people. So I'm going to share that, because it'll be nice if we can get some real life success stories to share on our upcoming webinars from various fields. Okay.
Mm. Okay, we've just lost Ronnie, but I'm sure she'll rejoin. I'm sure she's trying to sort out her presentation. And perhaps maybe just for introductions, formal introductions. And I mean, Rufila, myself, and Sasha and Trish know each other, and obviously James is new to this platform and our webinar. And perhaps, James, you could just give Sasha just a tiny little bit of background, but obviously not your whole entire presentation.
Yes. Okay, cool. Yeah, basically I run an e-commerce store and an e-commerce agency, and I help other people build e-commerce stores. That's it in a nutshell, but there's a bit more to it a little bit later.
Okay.
Sash, just to run through our course of events quickly, you'll start, will you? Just when you're ready to start, and introduce the PBF and yourself, and then you can introduce me, and then I'll hand over. I'll be very brief, and then hand over to Sipho. Is that okay?
Sipho, is there anything else you want me to touch on?
Not necessarily, but I mean, obviously, we will be starting with the mindfulness practice, and really these sessions are a combination of mindfulness and new insights and ideas and perspectives to help businesses obviously navigate the new normal, to evolve. So again, still continuing on the same trend from the last one.
Okay.
And anything else that you feel might be relevant. And then obviously this one is an hour long. So we've got very tight time, So for all of us, let's just be mindful of that. Let's actually take off my watch and put it in front of me to look at it.
I'm going to go, I'm going to go live. Is everybody ready? Or
can we wait for Ramis quickly, Trish?
Sham, is she battling to get onto the internet?
I'm sure she's trying to sort out her presentation, because she used a new format.
Oh, okay.
So
yes,
looks like now it just shows the first page. But I do have her presentation here as well. Let me just see if it works on my side as we're waiting for her.
Because you can give her controls if you want to, right?
Let me get a charger.
Okay, my virtual background doesn't work.
Okay, there we go. It works. There we go. So maybe I can get us just to come back on. And can everybody obviously see that? That's her one. Okay.
Looks beautiful.
Great. Let me stop share. And let me let her know then I can.
Is Sipho not on yet?
Not yet.
No.
And I resent everyone the link this morning.
Have you got the link, Pat?
His link, you sent it to me and to him, but maybe you can WhatsApp it to me so I can just send it to him again.
I don't have it on my phone. Does anybody have it on their phone? I don't have email on my phone.
So the only way, Trish, you'll be able to send it, unfortunately, is obviously when you get out of the webinar. It's going to be a lengthy thing. And also, be careful if you send your one, we're going to end up in the same situation that we had with James. Where they becomes Trish.
Could I email it to Zach, or do you think he's got it?
I spoke to him earlier, and it seemed like he had it, but I'm just wondering where he is. Yeah. Let's see if I can. Let me try and see if I can just pull it from my phone.
Okay. Sorry, I don't have email on my phone, which is a pain. But
wow. Why not? Is that like a choice?
It's a choice, because I find you know what? I can't really answer emails when I'm on my phone anyway. And I find that I just give better attention to them when I'm actually sitting at my computer. And I just want to type it just come through.
And it's also just a boundary.
Yeah, it helps me a lot, I must say.
Yeah.
Except at times like this, because I can't get an email off my phone with a link.
I think 80% of the time I'm on my phone doing work. So
Yeah,
I do everything,
you are.
like signing documents and everything is on my phone. I prefer it.
Yeah. So I suppose it's a matter of choice. I feel that my phone is my only private space that I have in this big open network of things going on.
I know what you mean.
Okay.
I wish I could do it.
You can find me anytime.
Okay, I'm just going to go out and try and find the thing to give to.
Okay, awesome.
Did you send it to me for? No, you didn't. You sent me my panelist.
I sent you yours, so he should have received his as well. And Sasha, if you forward him yours, he's going to show up as Sasha.
Yeah, sure.
No, okay, wait, let me... Oh, wait, I don't have his link. Sipho, you've got it. Yes. Can you maybe send his link to Sasha?
I can't, Trish. Remember, I've joined on my account, so everything is on your account. But I did send it to him this morning. Perhaps he must check. I mean, and I know James was struggling to locate it because it comes from an email that's written Trish.
You can't invite him from here.
Yes, you can.
Link.
Email. I can email him from here.
Yeah,
yes, you can. Sipho at pbf.org.za. You can just do that.
I'm going to email him. Yes.
I've just shared a link there in the chat. I don't know if you can copy and paste that. I don't know what it's going to look like if they click on that and choose to log in with that.
Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
So weird. So I've emailed him a link.
There you go.
Okay, we've got about 7 more minutes till 12.
Sorry, give me it's Sipho at pbf.org.za.
.org.za.
Okay, I'll send it again. Okay, this has gone direct. The actual invitation's gone to him off Zoom now, Sash, so he should get it.
Sipho, can you just, oh gosh, all the Siphos. Can you, Sipho Kazi, can you just tell me, run in a 1 minute, the flow for today as far as content?
Okay. So we've got, obviously, starting off with a mindful practice.
Okay.
And then
how long is that?
It's going to be about it's going to be less than 5 minutes. So it's part of my whole introduction and starting off with just a breathing exercise. And then I introduce the speakers from there. And then Nwabisa is going first, where she'll be going deeper into this whole mindfulness concept and really focusing on resilient mindsets. So that's Nwabisa. And then Refilwe is going to be doing training and skills development in preparation for returning to work and going back, obviously, to business and so the skills that are needed for that. And then James,
what do you mean by that? The skills, like i.e. what the way you need to think practically, how you have to prepare.
Yes, training and skills development.
Now start broadcasting so people can join in, guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, yes, Trish.
Okay. Sorry to interrupt you. Carry on.
And then we've got James, who will then be talking about e-commerce. And I mean, he is our success story, just to really get businesses to look at the possibilities and opportunities that come with e-commerce.
James, what is your company's name?
It's called Vane Digital, so VANE.
Hi, Nolly.
Oh, sorry. I hope this doesn't happen in there.
The pros and cons.
Yeah, I'm stacking it. So now I need to find a way to do it. Is it too busy behind me?
No, it's fine. Fine. I'm very dark. I need that light badly. And
you look good. Are you using that function, Trish, where it says there's a function on Zoom now where you can beautify yourself?
No, I'm trying to
Where is it?
I actually tried to look. I have to be honest, but I didn't find it.
I tell you, getting that lighting just right is impossible.
Yeah, and in webinar settings, and then there's a thing that says touch up my appearance.
Oh my word. Okay, I'll have to find that for next time.
Our subscribers watching today be like,
so out of shape. Everything's gone.
Oh, we learn new things every day during this time.
Okay, next thing on my list.
To Zoom and the webinars. So Nwadi, are you good? I can also share from my side. If you can also unmute your mic. We've got about 4 minutes to go. And shall we just catch our breath and just zoom ourselves in?
Nicely, slowly and deeply.
Yes, nicely, slowly and deeply.
Okay.
Visa is still testing. Okay, are you sorted there? And then I'm going to start sharing my screen, which is really the gist of why we are here. I'm just changing it there. Okay, great.
Okay, we don't have many people that have joined yet.
No problem. Can I start with maybe just the story from the PBF while we're waiting for everyone?
Yes.
So I've had personally sorry, I've just seen Sipo is struggling. He says there's nothing there. I'm not sure if he went in as a... I just have to now text him. Please.
If he does join as an attendee, I think we are able to then convert him into a panelist.
I'll send you an invite to send him, Sash.
Yeah, you can do.
Let me. Oh, but yes, I'll be emailing it to you. Okay, I'll send you the link, so maybe you can WhatsApp that to him. Have you got it?
Not yet.
Oh. So it's coming via email.
Here we go, got it.
Okay, awesome. How's the weather in the rest of South Africa today? Is it also sunny?
It's 12 degrees in Johannesburg, so chilly but sunny.
Okay, that is cold. That's very cold.
And apparently going to be -2 this evening. So, yeah, not looking forward to it, or looking forward to being in front of the fireplace.
Oh, no, that's
it's a heat wave in the UK.
Is it really? Isn't it amazing, the yin and yang of things?
Yeah. I have a friend that's just moved to Iceland, and he sent me a photo just yesterday, and he said it's 12 o'clock at night, and it looks like day. It's absolute crazy.
Why would someone move to Iceland?
I don't know.
I think, isn't the population there 3 million or something?
Yeah.
Is he from Iceland or not?
No, his wife is actually Icelandic, and so the deal was that they would introduce their kids who have been brought up in California to experience some of Iceland, and he's hating it. So every day he sends me a photo of how cold it is there.
I see.
I was telling you about mindfulness. Now, my personal experience with mindfulness started from a meditation perspective, and that was just my own journey. But then when I discovered mindfulness was actually in the corporate space. I was working for a multinational software house, and they handed out this book about mindfulness. And I had no idea what mindfulness could possibly mean. I think this was 10 years ago now. So it was a very new concept at that point. But it was what they had realized in Silicon Valley in America was that if they allowed people a better quality of life and that they managed their breaks and spaces between that, it may help them with their stress, and productivity went up 180%. Now there's a study, and anyone can Google it from Google itself, so Google Campus itself, which proves that theory. And since then, over the last 10 years, mindfulness has become a rather accepted topic and no longer seen as a spiritual movement or a something that is wishy-washy or the airy-fairy emotional side. Everybody understands the requirements of having both a combination of EQ and IQ. And when I was appointed the convener of the Progressive Business Forum, I'd taken over a division of the ANC, which job was really to be the communication arm between business and the leaders of the ANC leaders within government. And it was a really established market. So for me, I thought, okay, my mandate was bring new energy, rejuvenate it. I had to look at new government policies that were in place about how we needed to account for our subscribers and the people who donated to the party. And so with that, the first thing I did, I had a discussion with Life Retreat. So the story, I'm taking a bit of a long story to get to where we are today, and I said, look, I've got an aged group of people that have been working there for 15 years. I have people there for 10 years, and there's not one person that's been working in this department for less than 5 years. So people are very staid with the way they do things. How can I stimulate change? Because I believe that they're in a stressed situation and they've always been working from the space of reacting to what's happening in the market. And Trish told me about this amazing woman called Sipho Kazi, who she had met on a yoga retreat or a yoga training course. And she said that Sipho had developed this amazing corporate course, which she would like to take to government. And, our leaders of our country should really understand how to manage their stress, because obviously from the head down, that's how the country will adapt and react. And I said, that sounds fantastic. Let me try and introduce it. Could you maybe do this course for our staff at the PBF? And she agreed. And we did the course, and I was so surprised. I expected everyone to either walk out of the class, run away, or say negative things, but everyone was so positive. And I can tell you from that moment onwards, we've had a major shift within the PBF. We've had to become resilient, move online, become more digital, change our marketing approaches. We'd have to adhere to various government legislation such as PAPIA, PAIA, the Political Party Funding Act. And we've managed to get through all of this And the great thing that we do is at the beginning of every meeting now, we check in with each other. So I hope that this course today, or the start of this masterclass today, will help those businesses, subscribers who have joined to be able to also relinquish some of those old baggage, but also be able to feel good about yourself, good about your business, and open to new ideas. Because as much as we're in the middle of a crisis, it's also an opportunity.
Thank you for that, Sasha. I think that was absolutely beautiful in actually opening up our session for this afternoon. I almost said morning. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sipokazi Kwakweni, and I am from the Lifelong Learning Academy in partnership with the Life Retreat. And today we are bringing you what we call an hour of mindfulness, innovation, and resilience. And I'm going to take some time to introduce you to our panel members. And Trish, let me hand over to you. Your mic is muted, Trish. If you can just unmute your mic.
Yes, okay, sorry. Okay, let's try again. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, Sasha. Thank you, Sipokazi. And welcome to all our guests. We have some wonderful experts that have joined us today to inspire us. Thank you for joining us. Please feel free to ask them or us questions as we go along, because the more feedback we get, the better we are able to answer your questions and help you with your businesses. Life Retreat's aim is to inspire people to live healthy, happy, and balanced lifestyles. We have a healing center at Lawrenceford Wine Estate, and loads of exciting things happening online, not at the estate at the moment. Our focus is very much on health and wellness. And as Sasha mentioned, Sipokazi and I offer workshops for wellness in the workplace, which we are now doing online. And our focus is very much on mindfulness. So mindfulness actually helps boost our immune systems as well. And we should all really be doing it now to calm down, get healthy, and boost our immune systems with the COVID-19 crisis. These masterclasses developed out of a need for businesses in crisis, as most businesses are going through this at the moment. And our goal is to help enable yourselves and ourselves to all not only thrive, but survive. So I believe that by collaboration and working together, we really can make our businesses successful. Thank you. I'm going to hand back to Sipokazi now. Enjoy the webinar.
Thank you very much for that, Trish. And just to add on to what Tricia said, especially with regards to our collaboration, really our purpose for these webinars is to promote, obviously, the whole notion of lifelong learning. And we are doing this through, obviously, these programs, interventions, and experiences, and where we are looking at sharing tools with people that they can actually use for self-discovery, for character building, continuous personal and professional development, and again, helping us navigate this new normal that we find ourselves in. So today I'm going to be the facilitator for the masterclass, and we're going to be running these masterclasses every week, every Thursday at midday for the next 8 weeks. We will have all the information available to you after this masterclass, and we're going to start the session mindfully. So I'm going to invite you to sit back in your chair. So let's get comfortable. So sitting right back onto your chair, making sure that your feet are flat on the ground. Sitting nice and tall with your spine straight. I invite you to close your eyes. And if you don't want to close your eyes, you can just soften your gaze. And just allow yourself to come into this present moment right here. So while you are in this moment, soften this area, the area between your eyebrows. Unclench your jaw. And bring your awareness to your breathing without trying to change or control your breath. Just sit with your breath, greet your breath. And just feel the sensations that come with your breath as you're breathing in and out. Become aware of the flow of air through your nose, through your nostrils, and also feel the breath distribute itself through your body. And as you continue to breathe, allow your body, allow yourselves to really relax even further into this moment right here. You've taken time out of your busy schedules to engage in mindfulness, to explore business innovation and resilience, and continue to stay connected to your breathing. Allow your mind to be fully present right here. And we do this by letting go of any thoughts, any distractions. You may be sitting with a long to-do list. Let's just park all of that aside. Just allow yourselves to be fully here. Continue to breathe nice and slowly and listening to your breath, tuning in with your breath. Breathing at your own pace. I invite you now to set an intention for yourself for the next hour. If there's one thing that you can leave with here, what will that be? In mindfulness, we focus on breath. And the reason for that is every second you are doing something that is crucial to life, which is breathing. Most of the time we do this on autopilot, breathing without even realizing we are breathing. When you bring your conscious awareness to your breath, every inhale and every exhale becomes a blessing to your body. Each inhale allows your environment to nurture you. And each exhale allows you to nurture the environment around you. So just taking a few minutes each day to ground yourself in the present moment can have huge benefits to both your physical and mental health. So continue to breathe nice and slowly and deeply in pure appreciation for your breath. And the one thing I like to always emphasize in my mindful practice is everything in life starts with breath. Life itself starts with our breath. And life itself ends with the breath. And as scary as that may sound, I think it is very important that we are very mindful of the importance of our breath and how it nourishes us. And really, our breath is the first sign of life within our body. Now I'm going to invite you to take a nice, slow, deep breath in through your nose and release that breath through your mouth with a beautiful sigh. And let's do this 2 more times. And as you do this, allow your body to really relax into this moment and to be fully present in the next hour. You may slowly open up your eyes and come back into the space. Thank you. Okay, so there's much more that we can be sharing with you, and we will be sharing with you as we proceed during today and the next 8 weeks around mindfulness. Apart from being a facilitator, I'm also a yoga teacher, a meditation teacher. And if you're interested in learning a bit more, you can follow me on Instagram as Sipho the Yogi, at Sipho the Yogi, but I'll also be putting it on the chat for you to have. So without wasting any more time is really of the essence. I'm going to be introducing our very first speaker for today. And we've got 3 speakers, actually. We've got Nwabisa Mayeng, who's an entrepreneur, who's going to be telling us a bit more about meditation and her experience and of mindfulness. And we've got Refilwe, who's an HR specialist, industrial psychologist, also a training and skills development manager, who's also going to be sharing with us around the kind of training, the kind of unlearning and relearning that needs to happen as we are heading back to work, as we are heading into this new normal. And last on our panel, we've got James van der Hoven, who is going to be sharing with us around innovation, e-commerce, and all the possibilities that businesses can be exploring during this time. Without wasting any more time, Nwabi, I'm going to be handing over to you. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. It's lovely to be here. My name is Nwabisa Mayeng, and I'm an entrepreneur, an academic, and I'm also a mindfulness practitioner. I've been practicing meditation for about the last decade, and it has been really, really extremely beneficial in my journey as an entrepreneur, because as we all know, there's a lot of, it's an uncharted path, and we really never know what's going to happen. And at times one needs to come back to center and be still. So I will start with the presentation. Okay. So the question a lot of people ask is, what is mindfulness? What to expect from the mindfulness journey? So this presentation, I'll basically be covering what is mindfulness for business. How can mindfulness help you in this time of COVID-19, because there's so much uncertainty, and resilience, and repositioning yourself post-COVID-19, especially the change in mindset, and the importance of digitizing your business. And I think James will speak briefly as well about technology, and then tips to start your mindful journey. So a lot of us, we've never experienced a pandemic before. It's one of the first. We live in a time where we experience a global pandemic for the first time, and there's a lot of nervousness. It's probably one of the worst global calamities that we've ever had to encounter. And there's a lot of stress-based reactions. There's a lot of fear, uncertainty. A lot of us, our productivity levels have decreased because we don't know what's next. And for a lot of people, they've lost their livelihoods. And a lot of us now are looking at a change in strategy. But in all of that, how do you remain calm as you move along? So basically, I will be introducing the concept of mindfulness. And there's a famous guy by the name of Osho. And he says the mind is a beautiful servant, and it can also be a dangerous master, because at the end of the day, we always have to come back to center and let our thoughts help us navigate what's new. So the mind can serve you beautifully, or it can also be a dangerous tormentor that continuously reminds you that you're not good enough, you're not going to get out of this life. So mindfulness is about training your mind to be present, to be in the present moment. They describe it as awareness that arises through paying attention on purpose in the present moment and non-judgmentally. Yes, we are worried about tomorrow, we are worried about the future, but in the present moment, the question becomes, how can I do it? And how does mindfulness helped me in the time of COVID-19. Stress reduction and mindfulness doesn't just make us happier and healthier, but over and over again, it's been proven that there's a competitive advantage of any business that adopts mindfulness. And there's several businesses the world over that have implemented and developed mindfulness strategies as part of their business offering. Google, Netflix, Nike, you can count a few global businesses that practice mindfulness as part of their wellness programs. So how can mindfulness help us in the workplace? It can help us to reduce our stress and our anxiety levels. When you are more mindful, you're able to be calmer and thus increase your emotional intelligence and resilience. And resilience is one of the concepts that we'll be focusing on in this presentation. When you are more mindful, you're able to communicate better. You don't communicate from a place of fear, of ego, but you communicate from a place of presence and calmness, so it really helps in the workplace, especially when it comes to communicating with other employees. So it's very important with that. And once you are mindful, you are more focused. You concentrate on one task at hand. There's several theories about multitasking, but over and over again, it's been proven that multitasking is not as efficient as we think it is. And mindfulness really, really enhances creativity, because once you're in a mindful space, you're able to think more clearly and think about concepts more open-mindedly. And the question now becomes, how does one start with this practice? How do I become more mindful? There's simple ways that you can start. You can start by walking and taking mindful walks, walks where you just try to clear your head and try and focus on the activity that would be at hand, that would be walking. And some people who have not practiced meditation, but meditation really, really helps with calming yourself and calming your mind. And one of the things that can help you to start meditation is to work on your breathing. Be present and observe how you breathe at every single time. I remember at some point I thought I could breathe, and I spoke to a yoga instructor and they were like, you're actually not breathing the way you should be breathing. So it's a simple concept, but there is so much power in really concentrating on your breathing. And one of the most important things that guide us and help us to be more mindful is the ability to take control of our thoughts, and be mindful of what we say to ourselves on a daily basis. Like COVID-19 at the moment, you can't be saying, of course we are all scared, but fear can't be one of your major thought processes. So be very, very mindful of the type of thoughts that you engage in. And what are the ways of the start looking at in your everyday life? Things as simple as, gratitude, being thankful you are alive. Is going on right now, but we can practice small acts of gratitude. I woke up this morning. If you still have a job, there's a job for you. And increasing your awareness. How do you increase awareness? Be very mindful about your surroundings. For example, when you take a walk, be very mindful of the greenery around you. So increasing awareness really, really helps us to increase our mindfulness, and also monitor your moods. Yes, we are we're human beings and we navigate all types of emotions, feelings at any given time, but it's very important to understand why. For example, when you're fearful, it's very important to understand, why am I scared? What is leading to this type of mood? So that sort of helps you to become more mindful in terms of how you engage with your mood.
So ladies and gentlemen, in case we've also lost Noabi, I've lost on my side, please bear with us. Obviously, these are the challenges of the new normal, where network can be a challenge, and rather than traffic, network is the new challenge that we have. So let's just hope she will come back on.
Oh, apologies about that. It was a bit of a glitch, but we can continue. So yeah, it's very important to be mindful about your thoughts and be, practice mindfulness on a daily basis as best as you can. So one of the things that we have to navigate, given the current circumstances, is the concept of resilience. A lot of us, as I said, a lot of us are entrepreneurs. Some people are employees. So life as we know it for most of us has changed dramatically. And resilience is one of the concepts that we should seek to adopt and, practice on a daily basis, because a lot has changed for a lot of people. What do we consider to be resilience? It is the capacity to recover quickly from difficult times, and also the ability to recover or adjust easily to misfortune or change, because unfortunately only constant is change, and the only certain thing is uncertainty. So at any point in our lives, we will have to learn to be resilient. And how does one cultivate it? Because at the end of the day, hardship and failure are inevitable. We'll get tossed off the horse a few times, but the most important question is, how does one get back up? And COVID-19 has thrown us off the horse, and reality and, what we deem to be normal has completely changed. So one of the first ways to be able to adopt a resilient mindset is to embrace change, to understand that flexibility is an essential part of resilience. And by learning how to be more adaptable, we are better equipped to respond when faced with a life crisis. Sometimes it's easier said than done, but I think we constantly need to remind ourselves that the only thing is impermanence. And that's how we, start by cultivating a resilient mindset. And one of the other ways that we start creating a resilient mindset is through changing our mindset. And there's two different types of mindset. Either in the fixed mindset, in the growth mindset. With the fixed mindset, you take responsibility for failure, and you make it, you personalize it. For example, my failure is a reflection of how good or smart I am. And we sometimes, the disadvantage is that we get stuck there, that, oh my God, I made this bad decision, oh my God, I should have done that. That was not a reflection of my entire personality. That's what happened. So a growth mindset is the ability to say, I have failed, but I can still make changes. I can still rectify, or what is the lesson from that? And one of the most important things that keep people resilient is finding a sense of purpose in life. A lot of us have been tossed off the horse right now, and a lot of us have had to redefine our purpose and determine on what keeps us going. So in the face of crisis or tragedy, finding a sense of purpose can play an important role in our recovery. And a famous psychiatrist once said, everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of his human freedoms is the ability to choose attitude in any given set of circumstances. I'll quickly just, time is not on my side, I'll just quickly share a personal story. When I was forced to start, defining resilience for myself, as I indicated, I've been an entrepreneur for the last decade. I've been in academia, I was a consultant, and then one day, and as an entrepreneur, society sort of says to you, when you look at how they profile entrepreneurs, they are resilient, they've got grit, they are, self-confident, they adapt change, and you go through your life as an entrepreneur thinking like that. And that was my mindset, until one fateful day, my grandmother passed away, and obviously I was disappointed, but immediately after, like at my grandmother's funeral, my younger sister, who was then 24 years old, passes away at my grandmother's funeral. And I'm like, okay, it can't get worse than this. I am resilient and I'm going to navigate this. Obviously, everybody's telling you that it's going to be fine. Things can only get better from here. And that's the story you take with you. And then a month later, my brother passes away. And these are all sudden deaths. And I'm like, okay, it really can't get worse than this. And, you keep on going, putting on. But at that point in time, my resilience was really, really tested. And as I was navigating that, and luckily, the business was my insulator. The business sort of was my buffering. And then one day, things as I know it in business also just collapsed. So there was no buffering, there was nothing. And I had to now redefine my purpose and redefine myself in a world that I had known as normal. But now there was this new normal where the business was not there to, consultancy work that I used to do was not there. And so that's when I really, really got tested on resilience. And one of the things that kept me going is my purpose. And what is it that I have to do in the long run when it comes to, making whatever changes I had to make or whatever lives I had to impact. And then it takes me back to one of the things that you need to be able to build a resilient mindset. It's to develop a very strong support network. Having supportive people around you can act as a protective factor during times of crisis. And that's really what helped me as well as I was rebuilding my life and now building this new life. So COVID-19 is almost like that. Like most of the things we knew as normal, unfortunately, have been erased. So, and in that process, self-compassion is very, very important. The ability to acknowledge that we're not saying ignore what's happening, but acknowledge that this is what's happening to me, and how do I move forward? And in that, be very patient with yourself, because at the end of the day, we are in a pandemic. And be kind to yourself. And one of the things that I always say is that self-care, look after yourself, because you are the jockey, and you can give up on a lot of things, but you never give up on yourself. And one of the other things that kept me going is redefining my skill set. Skills development is very important. What are the new skills that you can use in this new world of COVID-19? And resilient people are able to utilize their skills and strengths to cope and recover from problems and challenges way quicker. And I think that's resilience and mindfulness in closing. And that personally, meditation and mindfulness has really helped me navigate all the uncertainty and changes that I had to navigate in my life. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that, Nwabi. And I think I just want to read something quickly before we head on to the next speaker, who's going to be talking and elaborating around skills development. And basically it says, in the middle of difficulties lies opportunities to dig deep into the reservoirs of our very own being, to rise to levels of confidence, strength, and resolve we didn't think we possessed. So our next speaker is Refilwe. And really, Refilwe is going to be sharing with us about what it is that we need to unlearn and the things that we need to be focusing on and relearn as we prepare for this new normal and going back to work and going back to business. Thank you, Refilwe. Can you unmute your mic?
Good afternoon, everyone. I actually said good morning previously. So Nwabi spoke about briefly, actually introduced my topic, which is skills development. I'm going to share a presentation with you. If I can just share it on the screen before I start talking. I don't know if you can see it on the screen yet.
Yes, we can, Fifi.
Okay. So my topic is around skills development and innovative and mindful solution for businesses. So what we're going through right now with COVID-19, a lot of things have changed. A lot of the normal ways of doing things are evolving and changing to different ways of doing things. And businesses have kind of either come to a stop, a halt, or come to a position where they actually need to redefine themselves and actually find themselves in the new normal that is happening. And there's actually gaps in between with regards to skills. And skills is just basically looking at the things that people are able to do in order for your business to move forward. So a lot of businesses are realizing that a lot of things that we've been doing in a particular way have changed, and or they are changing. And one thing that I found so profound was with COVID-19, the virus itself actually mutates, which means if it gets if you get infected with the virus, it shows different symptoms to the next person and the next person and the next person. And that is exactly what it's doing to businesses. We all have different kinds of businesses. We all trading and working in different platforms and different industries and different environments. And this pandemic is affecting us differently. Each one has a different symptom. And what then do we need to do in order for us to cope and actually move forward from this? I'm just going to give you a brief overview on what you can do when it comes to skills development and purposeful learning. So when we talk about skills development and training and purposeful learning, you need to look at your business and say, what is it that is changing? What is it that is different? What is it that I cannot do the way I did before? That is now assessing the need. So you assess the need and you realize, okay, these are the skills perhaps that I require, or this is the type of, it could be anything. It could be a product, it could be skills, it could be anything. Once you've identified that, you kind of know what are the outcomes that I want from this and how am I supposed to get to that. And within your business, it's important to identify the very same people that are within your business. That is your human capital. Those are your assets. And within those assets, it's important to develop them. So you identify the employees or business partners or people that are working with you and the suitable ones that can help you to get to the next level. By teaching them, your business can grow, because skills development has very many benefits, which I'll speak to on my next slide. But your next step after you've identified your candidates is to actually apply what you've discovered in terms of the skills that are required and the learning that needs to take place. You allow that to take place, and you become mindful of how you do that with your employees. How do I teach Zanele how to use a computer? An example. And because Zanele now knows how to use a computer, she can then trade online for me depending on the kind of business. And then you will assess and monitor. There's monitoring and evaluation. Now this is a normal, I've tweaked it a bit, but it's a normal training life cycle, which as a skills development specialist, we focus on those 5 criteria. And when I said that there are benefits of training and learning, if you focus on skills development, there's an obvious sustainable growth and development for your company. You improve your employees' morale. So once you teach people resilience, it improves productivity. You teach them a different skills. It improves productivity. It improves your level of, in terms of your advantage. you are at another level when it comes to competitive advantage, because you have evolved your business by applying skills or teaching skills that are required in your industry and in your business currently. And it actually helps to retain the skills. Retention of skills, often people look at reward as a form of retention, which it is, but I also think that we need to start focusing on skills development as a form of retention. Once you teach people and you see them as a capital asset in your business, they will remain with the business and they will focus and be committed to the business. As much as we are afraid of people are afraid of losing their jobs currently, businesses should also be afraid of losing the skills, because once you have lost the skills, it means you lose a part of your business. So that is where your return on investment comes in, where the employer or the business owner invests in an employee, but they get back so much more in terms of the morale, the energy in the business, the commitment from the employees, and the skills that they're actually willing to impart and apply when it comes to the business. It doesn't matter what industry you're in. For me, part of retention is skills development. Now we've come to an awkward situation, something that we are not used to, which is COVID-19. What do we need to consider when it comes to skills development? We're teaching people the practical skills or knowledge on what is required in the workplace. But what about self-care? I think Nwabi also touched on that. Self-care and health and safety, which I touched on in the previous webinar about the regulations that the government has put in place and things that employees and employers need to put to be mindful of as they go back to work, because now we are in a new state of where we were staying at home and now we need to go back to workplaces and things have changed. So incorporating self-care as a learning tool is very important. That is what builds your resilience. That is what gives an overall well-being of your employees. It plays a critical role in ensuring that your employees are in a state of wellness and health. And that is something that we need to start promoting in the workplace. Encourage your employees to do small things, small tasks that help them build resilience over time. Nwabi mentioned taking walks and breathing. In lunch times, promote such activities within your workplace such that you encourage employees to be active and be mindful of their body, their mind, their thoughts, and their energy at the time. So once they start taking those small little talks to be off work and actually free themselves from the office or whatever environment, they get to a sense of health and a sense of mental wellness or well-being. And as an organization or as a business, you need to just try and create a strategy that includes prevention, intervention, and protection, which is exactly what we're doing currently with COVID-19 regulations and the guidelines. We are encouraging people to, as a preventative measure, wear a mask, wash your hands, sanitize. That's a preventative measure. That is incorporated within your business. But are you training, or are you allowing your employees, or are you yourself as a business owner opening up to the employees to actually be mindful of why they are doing what they do? Why am I washing my hands? Am I mindful when I do go wash my hands? I have a habit of washing my hands and sanitizing. Every time I see a sanitizing spray, I sanitize. And it's something that I don't actually internalize. So it's important to try and promote those things to employees where they actually start to think of what they do and be mindful of what they do in the workplace and why they are doing what they're doing. Encourage them to live a healthy lifestyle, drink plenty of water, exercise regularly, live a healthy lifestyle. Those are essential in unlocking a workforce potential. And once you have it's often said a healthy workforce is a good workforce, a productive workforce in a sense. So during this COVID-19 pandemic and the current state that we are in, let's develop appropriate time management strategies to have that work-life balance. People are working from home, people are working short time, people are working shifts. Now, the time management initially in the traditional business and in the traditional sense, people go to work from 8 to 5, and the time is managed by the employer. Now people have to manage their own time. Do they have the time management skills? Are you considering that when you tell them to stay at home and work? How are you managing that? You need to develop those appropriate time management skills. How do you align the employees' work to the life that they're living at home? They may be looking after children at the same time. So those are things that we need to be mindful of and actually assist the employees in doing, and not be, I said the last time, we are not trying to be punitive, but we're trying to be supportive in every way. And by delegating and collaborating, which is what we've done as a country, we've collaborated. When it came to lockdown, we collaborated, we all stayed at home, we all wear masks, we all know that we're fighting against the same thing, and that ensures a healthy work behavior. We've done it as a country. In your workplaces, you need to incorporate that as well, so that you can decrease stress, because it's shared stresses amongst people, and people know that this is what we are going through and we're all going through it together. So those are the kind of mindful conversations that you need to have with your employees as they go on. Technology has taken over. We are engaging with all of you with technology. We always have our phones on. Everything is always on the go. And we need to promote a culture of, yes, having things on, but disconnect. Have that in your workplace. Have those things. This is all part of managing and promoting a skill within employees. It's a skill of resilience. It's a skill of it's a culture that you can try and grow and promote within your organization. You need to try and disconnect. Encourage your employees to disconnect. Encourage off times where at night, your laptop is switched off, because now is your time. Now is me time for me to sit back, think, plan for today or plan for tomorrow, and reflect on today. You know, those are the kind of things that you need to start encouraging when it comes to self-care in the workplace. It's not just about COVID-19, I wash my hands, I'm sticking to the regulations, the health and safety regulations are 1, 2, 3, but you need to also look after the mental wellness and the mental well-being, because there are so many stresses that come with COVID-19 that employers are not, they seem to not, they probably are, but they seem not to be attending to, because we want to make money, we want to be productive, we want performing employees. For you to have performing employees, your employees need to be at a certain level of self. Now, if you look at it's self-development, it's self-care. If one person cares for themselves, within your organization, you've got 12 people. Each one has a good energy going, they've got a good energy flowing, they're looking after themselves, it's self-care, self to the next person. So you've got 12 self people who are aware of themselves, aware of who they are. And now you've got a culture, an organization that has a full culture of a behavior that has changed. And you yourself, you need to model that as the employee, as the employer or as the business owner. After hours, cut the hours of sending emails. Now you've got different kinds of people within your workplace. You need to know, like I said, skills development does not have to be a costly exercise. You can do it yourself as the manager. We've got different platforms that we use, and we often, people have different ways of learning. There's auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, tactile learners. So you teach the employees or the people within your business the new kind of skills. Gone are the days where we sit in classrooms. If you look at the picture on the left, it's someone sitting in front of a classroom. The picture on the right is a person speaking to people all over the world. That is how business has migrated. That is how even the skills development platform has migrated, where people learn differently, and there's different benefits to this, and these benefits are actually dual. The same way you can get collaborative learning in a classroom, you can get that from e-learning. So it improves social skills because you're dealing with people from all over the world, unlike dealing with people from Cape Town, because we all meet at Century City or whichever venue is available. But now you've got a different dynamic of people. You've got a diversity that's going on. It helps to build those critical thinking skills and other skills and so on. So basically the culture of learning needs to, just to summarize, the culture of learning needs to start changing within businesses. You need to understand that skills development is an investment. Skills development is an investment that can cost nothing and can cost something, but there is return on investment in it. We've got online learning, gamification. Gamification has been going on for some time. It's used in change management, it's used as a marketing strategy. It's things that people can learn using games. And I always say, now that we're going on to the platform of e-learning, a lot of people are reluctant to use computers. If you can use a smartphone, you can use a computer. And that is what we need to understand. So the return to work training and working from home rules and all of those skills that one needs, we need to be cognizant of that. We need to be mindful of that as businesses. We need to ensure that not everybody is comfortable, not everybody is under the same platform or in the same mindset that you are in. So you need to actually encourage your employees to get onto the same boat, but you need to teach them to get onto the same boat. And that resilience is built through what you would do as an employer or as a business owner, and it doesn't have to cost you anything. I think I've run out of time, but there's various other spaces where learning takes place and where people can look for opportunities to teach their own employees within the company, or like the National Skills Fund and the various CETAs. They run programs. Be aware of that. Go out into the internet, search for funding, search for things that can assist you as a business to grow and move forward so that you can be able to perform and in the competitive market. I've run out of time, so I will share the presentation and my contact details if anyone has any questions. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Refilwe. We really, really appreciate your contribution to this webinar. Without wasting any time, we really want to ensure that we are able to cover everything. James, I'm going to be handing over to you. So please do share with us all the opportunities that come with e-commerce and really telling us a bit more about your organization, Leaderless. Thank you, James. On to you.
Thank you very much. Thanks, and hi, everybody. Let me quickly share my screen here with you. I will, okay, can I share that? And let's hit that there. Okay,
so Refilwe, can you just share your screen? There.
Okay. All right. Hope that has come up for everybody. So basically, my name is James, and I run an e-commerce agency called Vein Digital. And it was back in 2015 that I got so frustrated with the situation in South Africa, not just in South Africa, but the world over as well, with all the corruption and stuff going on. So we decided, how do you take everything that you love about this country and everything that you don't like about this country and combine the skills and everything together to be able to fight the corruption and the greed that's going on in the world. So in essence, these two girls are the people that are going to do just that. So the status quo right now is basically you get married, or you meet somebody, you get married, you have a child, you put them through school, they go on to high school, they go on to university, they get their degree, and then they try and find a job with a company and so on. So we're saying, no, start from scratch, reset all the way from scratch and actually start with the end in mind. And we actually teach these children from the get-go how to change that status quo. So just very quickly, I will share these books with you if anybody wants them. But these are just some of the books that have influenced the stuff that we have done. And the name Leaderless stuck. It's based on the guy that wrote the book, The Leaderless Revolution, How Ordinary People Will Take Power and Change Politics in the 21st Century. And then there is Simon Sinek's Start With Why and The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. A very, very good book to read is The Fourth Industrial Revolution, as well as Stealing Fire and the Blockchain Revolution is really, 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 really important in terms of trust. So you really want to read that as well. Just a quick background. Fein Digital is the e-commerce agency that we started. The money that we generate, we are social entrepreneurs, so the money that we generate is used for purpose. So it's instead of doing profit that just goes into people's pockets, you say, what's the purpose? Use the profit for purpose. So that we started Leaderless, which is the non-profit company, as well as the bike ride called the Long Ride to Freedom, which is named after Nelson Mandela. Nelson Mandela's Long Walk to Freedom, and it follows a 3,000-kilometer journey down the coast of South Africa along the fiber optic network. And along this journey is where we want to build these decentralized innovation villages to help young people like this. I'm also on the board of the e-commerce forum South Africa. It's been running since 2015 as well, and it's taken as long as this and a pandemic to really get e-commerce going. So now it's actually off the ground finally. So there was a fundamental step that was missed in e-commerce, and which is a trust step. Whereas in America they had the catalogs that you could buy from. We missed that in a very big way, but it's taken some time, and we're actually finally there with the pandemic that's happened. Now everybody's forced to go online and start buying your stuff online. Just very briefly, this is the problem that we're facing right now. This is the status quo. We are going to run out of these resources. This is the stuff that we kill each other for on a daily basis. We are going to run out of oil. We are going to, just bear with me a second. We are going to run out of oil. We will run out of gas. We're going to run out of uranium, coal, and the status quo right now is people get the contracts, and it's got to go through government, and then it goes to these corrupt politicians. So now our question is, what does it look like beyond oil? What does it look like beyond uranium and gas and all that? How are we going to survive? And I honestly believe we're not going to need these government officials. I truly believe we are taking extreme ownership right now, which is the reason why we've called it Leaderless, for people to take extreme ownership and responsibility towards the planet and towards everything that we're doing right now. So the current mindset is this mindset of ego, and I'll make money and I'll make profits, and then I'm going to buy this Ferrari so that I can show all my friends, wow, look at me, this is the Ferrari I drive, I've made it in life. So the great irony of it all is here comes along technology, and it disrupts everything, and people start moving towards printing, 3D printing their own cars and so on. So, the great irony on top of the car, just the car example is that we'll have self-driving cars, and people are going to be able to, so they say that I think it's 90% of all car accidents are caused by human beings. Artificial intelligence will kick in, 3D printed cars will come out, and it'll become a law that you are not allowed to drive your car anymore. So the robotic cars will drive themselves. So now, where does that leave the fast cars and the ego that went with it? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to build these, or what's called a decentralized innovation village, and it is to get people to become as self-sufficient as possible. So we'll do cultured meat, we will do vertical farming, we will do everything that we possibly can. These pieces of land need to be as close to fiber as possible. It's going to be built specifically for social entrepreneurs, people who use their profits for purpose in order to help other people again. So there will be an innovation hub, a school of skills, and a couple of other things in there. And the kind of courses that we'll teach, I'm not going to delve into too much because I'm limited for time, but social entrepreneurship is a very important one. The reason why we've pushed e-commerce so hard is because we can solve the problem of poor service delivery if we can get e-commerce right. Blockchain technology is super important for trust. That's super, super, super important to get everybody to understand that. Then you've got the Internet of Things. That's where everything is going to be connected to everything else. For me, and I think it was Rafil that was saying just now, flow. This is what we'll call emotional and spiritual growth, is where you learn to disconnect from all of this technology stuff, and you really reconnect with human beings. That's like more than e-commerce, more than blockchain and all that kind of stuff. That is the most important thing for me, is this the emotional and spiritual growth of people. Then there's artificial intelligence, robotics, cloud computing, and all the other stuff that goes with it. Just very briefly on the Long Ride to Freedom, as I said, this is a ride that follows a fiber optic route all the way from Johannesburg to Cape Town. And along this route, we want to build these decentralized innovation villages to be able to help more people adopt technology, to pivot very quickly into the fourth industrial revolution, because a lot of jobs will be lost to anything. Any job that can be automated will be automated. So if there is a particular pattern that takes place, and if you can automate that with software, or if you can automate that with a robot, it is going to be disrupted. Okay. These are just some of the companies that we have seen over time. The people that are willing to come on board. There's many more that we've actually brought on board. And then these are this is the core team of the people that are making everything happen. Some of them are from a group called the Fellows of Fire, and they are a team of people that come together twice a year to solve the problems. For example, Boya Niswane, Khalib, and Adhish Budri, him and I sit on the e-commerce forum Africa together. And then just back to these two young girls, as a male, and this is the other part of the ego, that as a male we need to step back, and we actually need to lead and actually mentor these girls all the way. There's a huge movement towards the women being the future, and it's absolutely necessary. It is so necessary. Technology will set women back in terms of equality by 150 to 200 years. So it is so important. And a stupid example of that is the phone systems, where in a call center, that's all being digitized. So you push a button and you don't need another human being. And so currently, most of those jobs are taken up by women around the world. So if you introduce bots and or automated systems like telephone systems, and you remove those jobs, then what happens to women in the future? So I'll just quickly show you. This is what we have set up this e-commerce store for Olivia. And basically what she's going to do is she is going to set up her own, of course, during a demo, this is going to happen. So basically, we've set up this e-commerce store for her. She is going to learn, she's going to sell these products, and at the same time learn how to use them and make things that is going to clean up the mess that we made in the first, second, and third industrial revolutions. That money she is going to take to pay for her own house, and she's going to pay for her own studies and so on. So we really want to get these young people on board very, very quickly, so that they can actually start adopting their technology, but to drive it in the right direction. So if you just YouTube the robot wars, you'll see that there's lots of little robots that are now clashing against each other, and they're fighting each other. And to me, that is just a repetition of what human beings have been doing for so long. We just keep fighting and fighting. So now they've taken robots, and now they're starting to fight. So we've got it, and those robots are just going to get bigger. So we need to guide this process. We really need to, and what I honestly believe we're doing at Leaderless is selling time. Time to heal ourselves, time to heal the planet, time to heal ourselves as a nation. So teach people how to use technology, but teach them how and guide this process so that everybody benefits at the end of the day. So that is it in a nutshell. You can find more information about the EFA, the e-commerce forum Africa at ecomafrica.co.za. My information is down here at the bottom if anybody wants to grab it while we're there, by all means. So thank you very much, and thanks for having me.
Thank you very much, James. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And sorry, everyone, we have run out of time and over time. I am going to open up to the panel. If you have any closing words, so we've got Sipho Mbele here as well. Just really in closing, and as I've mentioned, we are going to be having these webinars every week, every Thursday at 12 midday, an hour of mindfulness, innovation, and resilience. So we welcome you to join us, and we'll be sharing more of the information from today with all the participants. Over to you, Sipho. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone. I think this was a good day, everyone. This was very motivating, I must say, that while we do business, we also have to address what we call our personal needs. We must also understand the importance of being a leader, that you are part of the collective. On behalf of Progressive Business Forum, I want to thank the team, Sipho for arranging, Trish for the role you played, and our speakers, Fifi, James, and the lady, I'm trying to get her name, but thanks a lot for the input. I was requested to talk more about the issue around working under stress, but because of time, maybe it's something that we can shift it for our next engagement. Once again, thanks to everyone and those who've been following the discussions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sipho. Thank you for that. Trish, is there anything you want to say in closing?
I would just like to say, if anybody has any questions now for our expert, please feel free to welcome. We welcome questions. We'd like to answer you. So you can always comment here now. Otherwise, we will be back next week, but we would like to get feedback as to what people are needing in their businesses now in times of crisis. So please, we really, really need your feedback. Thank you. Thanks to our panelists. Thanks to Sipho, to the two Siphos. Thank you.
Thank you. And just to add on to what Trish is saying, please do send us suggestions of any topics that you want us to cover with our 8-week program that's coming up. And I can see we are getting some already on the chat. So yes, we'll definitely be covering digital marketing. And yes, not next week though, it's part of the program. And we will share with all the participants the program of the 8 weeks as well. And all the information that was shared in this webinar will also be sent to you straight after this webinar. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much. For James, Trish. Thank you. And we'll see you all again next week. Thanks, you.
Everybody. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
A shame, Sipho, were you battling to get on? Sipho Mbele, can you hear me? Were you battling to get on earlier? Oh, shame.
I think it's frozen there.
I think this internet today is playing games with all of us.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that we're just going to have to get used to. As I said, we're not going to be stuck in traffic. We're going to be stuck in internet.
Yeah, they said that 40% more people have come online since COVID-19. So, it's puts a lot of stress on the network.
Yeah, I can imagine. And obviously all the meetings that are taking place.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's the last of it then. Thank you, everyone. We had about 50 people actually in total who were participating over and above us panel members.
Thank you very much for the invite, and I'll definitely join next time as well.
Okay.
Thank you so much, James. Thank you for joining. We really appreciate it.
Everybody. Thank you. Are you there, Rabisa?
Cheers. Bye.
Okay. Have a good day.
Bye, Trish. Chat to you soon.
Cheers.